Modules in vanilla Factorio have huge potential to transform the performance of your factory. They are my top priority in the advanced circuit era. They aren't hard to produce, just mix green circuits, red circuits, wait a while, and you've got your modules. The first of the three types are speed modules, allowing faster production but at a quite hefty cost in the energy bill. Efficiency modules reduce energy consumption, which is better than it might appear at first. Productivity modules are more obviously useful and also more complicated. A small boost of free stuff is always beneficial, much like with the mining productivity. There's a number of costs to get that though. Higher pollution, higher energy required, and reduced production speed. The free production potential has a compounding effect that's balanced somewhat by the fact that you can only use them on intermediate. Notice in this machine already producing modules, we don't have that choice, can't use the productivity, has to be speed or efficiency only. Observe this machine with efficiency modules equipped. Yes, it consumes less power, but look at the 1.2 pollution, then 3 pollution in a machine without efficiency. This is the secret superpower, if you will, of the efficiency module. It's a very well hidden mechanic, but pollution produced scales with the energy requirement. A viewer on a previous video claimed this pollution benefit of efficiency modules was removed in 2.0. I'm here to tell you it's alive and well, and we're going to exploit the snot out of it. Intermediates, such as these iron sticks, do allow the use of the productivity modules, and you get your free stuff. The first use of modules I advise is throwing productivity in labs right away. Without modules at this point, we have 60 kilowatts of power consumed and a 50% research speed bonus. Speed is lowered and more energy is required with the modules, but we're not paying any pollution penalty because labs don't pollute at all to begin with. We can always add more labs if needed, and now we have that 8% productivity bonus. That means fewer science packs have to be produced, and then fewer of each type of resource all the way down the production chain to the ore that is required for them. Resources required, energy use, pollution, all going to benefit here. The key principle here is a powerful compounding effect when you start with productivity at the top of a production chain and work your way down if you want more effect. Sulfuric acid is another good example. Why use productivity instead of efficiency modules there? A sulfuric acid plant churns through so many resources quickly that the net pollution effect is actually better by saving some on those resources than directly lowering the pollution of the plant itself. 5 sulfur per second requires 75 petroleum gas, then there's the cracking and refining operations, and the pump jacks before that. Saving materials here saves on every step along that chain. Looking forward, this kind of situation is a popular use of the higher level speed modules. Using one of those instead of a productivity module can actually boost the performance of a machine on a pollution per item produced basis. However, that's not worth doing at the first tier, as speed modules start out quite bad and get substantially better with the higher tiers. Now it is time for the efficiency module to shine and bring on the green revolution. Here is the pollution picture at present. Averaging over 500 pollution produced every minute, with over half of that coming from the mining drills. Secondary pollution concerns are furnaces at about 1/6 of the total, and the boilers at about 1/7. Slapping a trio of efficiency modules in each mining drill is time consuming and a bit expensive, but well worth it. Pump jacks can use 2 modules each as well. The 3 here reduce power output and pollution to the minimum value of 20%. Synergizing with that, as we reduce energy consumption, we can build accumulators for our solar power, allowing us to shut down the steam-powered boilers entirely. Accumulators are made from iron plates and another oil-related product, batteries. We'll need more iron and copper plates here, and also a bit of sulfuric acid. This is only the initial use for batteries. There will be others, so we've got a dedicated production line and we're going to throw them onto the bus. Adding accumulators to the power grid is as simple as using the solar panels. Slap down some power poles and put the accumulators within their transmission range. Accumulators store energy, and any excess power supply will go to filling them up. A completely green or pollution-free power grid can be achieved by having enough accumulators to run the nighttime operations. The optimal ratio is very close to 25 solar panels to 21 accumulators. However, accumulators only function as a backup power system. In other words, no energy gets drawn from the accumulator storage unless there's a shortfall. If the other power systems can handle the load, they'll never get used. So in this case, steam power still keeps kicking on overnight as the solar panels decrease their output. There are 2 ways around this. One is to just get enough accumulators out there that we can shut off steam power entirely. The more elegant solution of telling the factory to prioritize accumulator power over steam power is beyond the scope of this guide, but we will get to it in the future. Here is one of the effectively infinite ways of setting up additional solar power once you've balanced out the panels and accumulators. A square measuring 6 solar panels on a side, 4 medium power poles required, and it has the proper ratio of panels to accumulators. Once you factor in the extra power needed to charge up the storage capacity, this produces a net of just over 1 megawatt around the clock. After modules have been deployed to all of the mining operations, we can move on to electric furnaces. No expansion yet, just a one-for-one replacement of the steel furnace production we had previously. For that service, we pay a direct electricity cost instead of burning coal, but thanks to the efficiency modules, we only have a tenth of the pollution. The coal supply belt, now obsolete, has simply been removed. Electric furnaces do make it even more critical to have a surplus in our power supply. They are now a significant second-tier consumer and will need to watch that every time we expand operations. Checking the results of our work, and the pollution readout reveals a quite dramatic shift. Pollution from mining fell off a cliff when we put the modules out and stayed low. The comparison between our previous steel furnaces and our current electric variants is no comparison at all, and that's before even considering the reduction in the requirements for coal mining. With accumulators now fully in charge of the night shift, boiler pollution has ceased to exist. The net effect of what I call the green revolution is slashing pollution by more than half, and it will actually become even much better than that as we gradually get the efficiency modules out to lesser priorities such as the assembling machines and the oil machinery. This lays an excellent foundation for successfully playing the rest of the game. Reduced evolution and pollution cloud spread means we have to fight a lot less and can build a lot more. Every step we take from here on out in scaling up production of the factory will effectively cost us a lot less, and that means deploying all of the other powerful mid-game tools will be that much easier.